Hey guys, welcome back to the next episode of the G&A Podcast. I am Lilia Hoshikawa, and I am joined by...
Saki?
Sure! You picked the girl with the name!
You went in a direction I was not expecting. But nevertheless, I am actually Soberoni, disguised, cosplaying as Saki. There we go.
Yes. And I am Druidu, cosplaying as Lilia Hoshikawa. Welcome back to the next episode of the G&A Podcast. It feels like forever since we recorded this. I think it's because this episode is going to be a little bit...
When you break one day off, it just
and
throws off the whole
usually,
schedule.
For like the past couple of months, we've been really good. Like, I remember there's like a moment where we used to be like really like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been pretty religious about recording on Sundays. I haven't always been great about getting it out on Mondays, but in terms of our recordings, we've been good.
Yeah, that at least that much. But this has been, all that aside, this has been a very, at least in one case, has been a very groundbreaking week for anime. At least last week was. I feel like without any further ado.
Yeah. I feel like we're going to talk a lot about that episode. Oh, I just want to stress that the reason we're late is because Index was late being subbed. So it's not my fault.
Yeah. Blame Index. And while we are blaming Index, we are going to start by covering Slime Dadaken episode 8.
Yep.
And you called it.
I was right. Shizu is dead. That's
I know, that kind of sucks.
It does suck. But you want to know, I feel like I cheated when I called it, only because my most solid basis for assuming that she's dead, even though she's in the front picture of the promo or whatever, she's not in the opening. So I was like, oh, she probably dies. She appears for like a couple of seconds in the opening, where every time she appears in the opening, she's like surrounded by fire and falling down. So I'm like, I'm probably gonna die. So
I didn't disagree that she was going to die. I just didn't think that she was going to die like next episode.
Yeah, I didn't expect her to die immediately. I kind of thought that they would stretch it out a bit, like
exactly
she would adventure and then you kind of like gradually see her getting weaker, or then it's like she sacrifices herself to save her death was like super, like, I don't want to say anticlimactic, but it was like unceremonious. Like there was no point to her death.
Like you're just like, oh, here is how I lived.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my life story. Now eat me.
Literally.
Literally.
Not lewdly. Just literally.
Nope. Just actually eat me.
You know what? As weird as this episode was in terms of like the setup, because if this was any other show, I'd be like, this was a bad episode, because half the episode was just her doing a backstory of, monologue dumping while she's dying, which is stupid. But I actually felt sadness watching this episode. Like, Shizu's death actually hit me.
It made me sad. No, it made me sad. Like, cause I'm just like, fuck, I want her to live.
Well, yeah, I also want her to live. But generally speaking, like, genuinely, I almost cried a tear because of her seeing her mom and everything and going back home or whatever. I don't know. For a character that only had, like, 2 or 3 episodes of very minimal screen time, I kind of miss her. Like, she grew on me.
Man, like, I won't go that far. I agree.
Some of us aren't heartless bastards. But
I'm sorry, all my sentiments went to something else this week. No Tino shade to Shizu. You are a great woman. You suffered unceremoniously, and I hope you can rest in peace. And I'm excited to know that it's actually her death that I think is prompting like the next arc, which is going to be, I assume it's going to be the slime finding
I think
whoever
so too.
Summoned her.
That's what it alluded to. Also, we got to finally see his human form.
Which is just kind of her, but... Yeah, so I'm just like, oh, that's such a bad taste in my mouth. Because I'm just like, because in my mind I'm just like, I wonder where don't you have to like eat someone to take on their form?
I kind of like how
as it was happening, as it was happening, and she's about to die. I'm just like, oh no, oh no, oh like it was like slowly, like the pieces started slowly clicking together.
I was wondering how he was going to become human, so I'm glad it was consistent with his powers that he eats somebody and can transform into them.
Yeah, it just makes me sad.
It is. It was a good episode, but a sad episode.
Yeah.
Excited for the next arc. You know what? This show doesn't feel rushed to me. It's so weird, because usually these isekai, like, light novel shows always feel like they're trying to get through 5 volumes an episode. But this show kind of just takes its time. It tells its story. Nice and relaxing. Nice pace.
Mm-hmm. Alright. If we've said all that we need to say, then let's move on to Golden Kamui 2.
Yes. Episode
7.
Yeah, 7.
I actually really enjoyed this episode. I think this is a slightly better bounce back from last week's with the even though it was kind of the same thing, but it was with a more interesting character.
It was. I actually really liked Ogata's backstory. I like Ogata as like a character, so I liked him a lot more than the other guy. So I care more about his backstory. So I guess we're both biased.
Yeah, we are. I really actually like Ogata. God, his story, his life fucking sucked.
It did.
Damn. I mean, now I understand why he's absolutely fucking crazy.
I like how he is so sociopathic. Like, you can see it in his story. Yep. Yeah, like his backstory. Even the way he told it and stuff, there was like a lot of attention to detail where it's like, they didn't hit you over the head with like, he's a psychopath. Like,
you kind of slowly realize
you just come to the real. Yeah, you just be like, oh yeah, he's not right in the head.
Yeah, I was starting to catch on kind of when he's like, oh, I just shot birds, so many. I'm like,
that's like
killing animals, killing animals, lots of fucking animals as a child. I don't know what pattern this follows.
Exactly. So,
and then he literally proceeded, as the story goes on, you realize he killed his entire fucking family.
Oh, that's true. He did. He killed everyone.
He killed the mom, dad, brother. Killed them all.
And every time he killed someone, it was like just for like really selfish reasoning, but not anger or anything like that. It was more so just like, I want to see what happens if I do this. You like really no empathy whatsoever, basically.
Yeah, I forgot why he said he killed his mom.
He wanted to see if his father would care to show up at the funeral.
The funeral, yeah. Which he did not.
No. That'd be it.
Yeah, and then what really like kind of just put it over the top of like, okay, he's fucking crazy when he killed his brother. Because his brother was totally cool.
His brother was cool, bro.
He was like, oh my god, I've never had a brother before. Like, please love me. And then he's like, I got your love right here in the form of a bullet in the back of the head.
That also makes me not trust him whatsoever in this.
Oh no, like
this alliance.
I don't. Like, he's only there to just for self-serving and survival. 100%.
I love how morally ambiguous everyone in this show is, especially in their little group. Like, everyone in their group is getting along right now, but at any second they could easily just kill each other.
Their alliance is so delicate.
Yeah, it's really delicate.
It's paper thin. Like, they're only united because they all have like a common goal and a common enemy.
But they're all actually just crazy, and they're all gonna kill each other.
They're all crazy and homicidal. Except, like, I feel like I would say like Sugimoto is like the least. Oh no, Shiraishi.
Yeah, Shiraishi, but he's also very like kind of manipulative, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's self-serving. Like, he's just like, yeah, but that's like That's like normal human stuff. Like compared to guys who are like wearing people's like skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's like a theme at this point. I'm not even talking about like that one dude who was like crazy. I'm talking, yeah, we're just all running around like just carrying people's skin. Like, whoo.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's just a thing people did in those days. Just carried human skin around.
Apparently, they're so comfortable doing it. They're doing it like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. Also in Ogata's backstory, you got to see a bit of Tsurumi kind of using his charisma and charm
to try to brainwash him, but he's like, I'm way too crazy. Like I'm too sociopathic.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work on me, buddy. So yeah, I really like that because you see everyone in Tsurumi's group is just like literally in love with him and wants to
idolize him.
Yeah,
and yada yada and all that stuff, and that was just never him.
Yeah, he's basically like a cult leader. That's what I get the impression of from Tsurumi.
Yeah, like he sees the people who are kind of no, he's very good at what he does. He sees the people who has problems, and he's like, I'm gonna fix your fucked up problems, and because I did this great thing for you, like, love and obey me, essentially.
Right. We also got to see a bit of the, I'll admit I was wrong, the second lieutenant, the guy who talks in that weird accent, he grew on me this episode, too.
Funny.
I hated him last episode, because I was like, whatever, he's just a one-off villain or whatever.
No, I knew he was gonna be there. They introduced him as, like, a character. And
yeah, but he didn't have any kind of, like, appealing character quirks or traits, but it kind of worked this episode with his just awkwardness and obsessions.
Like for example, like you said, the whole idolizing Tsurumi thing. Like together, they are really funny.
Yeah,
like in the same scene.
And
like,
the other guy
is
too.
Pretty. Yeah, and the other guy too. He was also like, "Oh, this is annoying." Like dealing with like he's clearly like the very normal one, or there's these two like really crazy like fuckers, like just trying to talk. Literally talking through him. Also, I like the beginning. When they just start making the noises like oh ho 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 ho. Like, I don't know. That just made me laugh.
I liked when the dog showed up and then he bites Sugimoto.
That's right, the dog. Oh my god, that was so funny. And then Asirpa's decision to continue going on, even though she knows her grandma is sick. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a good. See, this is why I love her as a character, though, because she's like, I don't know, she's so strong as a character, and you don't really see it that often. Like, I think she's probably the strongest, emotional and mentally speaking. She's like the strongest character on the show. Even more so than Sugimoto.
The adults?
Yeah.
Just all of the adults? Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. I don't feel like she's forced in that cast. She really does have a place there.
Exactly. Yeah, I really like her. Yeah, the dog. And talking about Nihei, which I liked because I still liked him as a villain.
I forgot about him, but then I'm like, oh yeah, but I liked him. I like all these villains. Oh man.
Yeah. Even if they're there for
the villains are so fun though. Like Tsurumi's faction is just the most fun evil faction in anime history. I would join his side.
Nah, I'm good because then the other side would like kill me a lot, or just cut off pieces of my body. And I would be like that one guy wearing his brother's ear as like a jock strap or a chin strap or whatever. Yeah.
All right. So, anything else you want to say about this before we move on up?
One more thing. Asirpa, because, like you said, she is the most emotionally and mentally stable. She's also very, like, not buying the shit that Incarmat's selling.
Oh, yeah, no, she's not falling for that shit for a second.
She said, she looked at her and she said, yeah, whatever, bitch. And I'm just like, oh, damn, like, that wasn't even, she wasn't even, like, trying to trust her.
Yeah, I love Asirpa so much. She doesn't even, it's funny because she doesn't even have, this season especially, I feel like she doesn't have that many lines or scenes.
She doesn't.
But whenever she is, yeah.
Yeah.
I love this cast. This is one of the best casts in any anime I've ever seen. It's just so good.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good, though. Alright, let's move on to Goblin Slayer, episode 8.
Yup.
So...
this is one of 2 date episodes we had this week. Style episodes.
So we finally get to see kind of what his face looks like, and we get to see his body, which got fucked up. And then we learn out that his mentor, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, is a goblin?
I'm kind of thinking, like, alright, it's either a goblin, or it's like a hobbit, or it's like a rat of some sort. I don't know. Because he's still, like, goblins don't really speak.
They don't.
And he didn't really, I don't know, could be a goblin shaman.
That's what I thought, that's what I was thinking.
I feel like, but what would bring that circumstance about, that he was like, alright, let me learn from this guy. I mean, it would make a lot of sense that he understands goblins if he learned from a goblin.
That, right? That, like, in my mind, that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, like, oh, goblins, because he learned from a goblin. But you're right, goblins also don't talk. So it's like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm sure they'll, further explain on it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they just won't graze over that and be like, whatever.
I love the resurrection spell. That's so funny. Like, I feel like they had fun with that. They're like, you had to sleep with the virgin. I'm like, that's funny.
I like that the virgin was also the healer on the team, so it fits thematically.
Yeah, it really does. Best quote. She's like, did you see? Yes.
Yeah, that whole scene was great.
He's just like, yeah, I saw it. And doesn't even, like, flinch or anything.
Because he's Goblin Slayer, and he doesn't give a shit. All he cares about is goblins.
But, and they definitely, like, make a point, I think, to point it out. Like, him dying definitely, like, changed him. Like,
yeah, I think
like,
so.
He's like, okay, I died. I need to be more careful.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't trying to, like, go back into the dungeon anytime soon. When he heard that the other guys were scouting ahead, he was like, that's fine. I'm, like, I just came back from death.
Yeah, let me maybe fix my armor and get some equipment, and then we'll try again later.
Yeah, and go on a date with the priestess.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that means he's no, he wasn't that fidgety. I was gonna say, I wonder if he's gonna be more scared of, like, dying now, but he did have a fight at the end of the episode that he handled pretty well.
Oh yeah, that was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He also opens up about being a child.
Yeah,
like his childhood.
I love the interactions with him and the priestess, because they're kind of they're not over, like, he's not, like, super emotional, but you can tell that he's opening up a bit, like, slowly.
Yeah, like, because he wouldn't, like, a few episodes ago, he would never think to, like, tell her of his childhood for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, a couple episodes ago, he wouldn't even have bothered to entertain going out with her to begin with. He would have been like, I only go out to go fucking kill goblins.
Yeah, right? You're not a goblin. Why am I going out with you?
I don't know. I still just love the synergy that the party has. Like, all their little quirks work well together. I love seeing them do their dungeon crawling thing, where they that's the other thing I mentioned when we were watching it on live stream with N13. I like how they keep going back to the same dungeon multiple times and getting deeper and deeper each time, because that kind of feels more realistic, where it's not like, oh, we just went through the whole dungeon in one day. No, it feels like a legit RPG. Like, you go in, make progress, come back out, get potions, go back in the next day, come back out, get stuff, go back in the next day. I don't know, it just feels like an actual adventure.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I like that this whole dungeon specifically wasn't just a one and done kind of thing. It's like, oh no, this is taking time and preparations, and we actually fail, and in some cases we failed really bad, and people died.
Yeah, we made our mistakes.
But yeah, no, it was a good episode. It was good. So I knew, well, I guess because of science, I knew that flour was gonna be used as a bomb.
Oh yeah, I figured that too. I thought he was gonna do something with the ice cream at first because he asked about the whole, well, how do you make ice cream thing.
Oh,
I thought he was gonna like freeze it or something.
No, like, no, you're just gonna blow it up. Like, yeah,
I'm sure he'll freeze goblins at some point.
He's not a mage. Wrong class.
He has mages with him.
Imagine next arc, they just go to the Arctic.
Oh please, that'd be awesome. I actually would love to see that. Thanks for putting that idea in my head.
You're welcome. But yeah, good episode. Very good episode. Now, can we move on?
I know you've been dying to get to this spot, so let's talk about Zombieland Saga, Episode 8.
Which, of course, if anyone knows me, this is 100,000,000% my episode of the week. How could it not be?
I really wanted to give something else episode of the week this week, but
I mean, you can.
I can't though, because this episode is so fucking good.
This episode, like, first of all, this is like I said, this is actually groundbreaking. Like, I can't think of where this is the closest they've come to outright saying, "Hey, I'm a trans character." Like, they really, like, there's no ambiguity. There were very little ambiguity to it. The only ambiguity is the fact that Lily is like a child, which I think even works better in this case because I don't know, we don't have to make it sexual, except for all you gross people who want to lewd the lead. Then I mean that's
you guys
your thing.
Do you? I will say there is going to be a whole batch of new Lily fan art after this episode.
Oh yeah,
so
I know.
Treasure the ones you had.
Yeah, with that being said, yeah, Lily is just a trans character, not a trap, not gay. Well, trans character. She literally defined what being a trans person is, and said, "This is me." She's like, "Nope, I'm a girl. I'm just Lily."
I kind of liked how it wasn't. Like, yes, that was I think that's the biggest takeaway from this episode, but it wasn't the point of the episode. Yeah,
that wasn't like the huge. That wasn't the main reason. Like, she had that strained relationship with her dad, which led her to die. That had nothing.
And even
it did.
Even the idol group itself was like really quick.
They didn't care.
They were like, "Oh, cool, whatever. Same Lily as always."
Yeah, I'm just like, oh well, she's cute, so fuck it. Like. And I'm like, wow, only, like, humankind could do the same thing, but...
I find it hilarious that Zombieland Saga is the show that actually... Because this episode also made me tear up a bit, because I'm very partial to...
I'm very partial to everything to stop crying. I fought literally tooth and nail to not cry this episode. I fought tooth and nail.
It was such a well done drama episode, and of all the characters in the cast, it's Lily that has this episode because I just love it. I love it because she was just like a joke kind of background character up until now, so I was definitely not expecting this level of development and emotional roller coaster.
They gave her one hell of a story, like Jesus. Oh my god. And like you said, her dad really didn't give a fuck. Yes, what led her to which is crazy. Like, they really were pushing the envelope. Like, she literally died. She died at the thought of that she has male features. Literally died from it. That and the fact that her dad was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's just low." Well, it wasn't that he didn't care about her being trans. It was more like he was like, oh my god, let's make money, let's make you a star. Like he became one of those like shitty
parents that, like, overworks
like,
their kid and doesn't really pay attention. Yeah. You see that happen a lot with like parents, especially if your kid is like into sports or something, and they're just like, you're gonna train every day, twice as hard.
Yeah, be amazing, blah blah blah, whatever. And that's kind of what he did. But you know, he loved her all the same, didn't care.
Yeah, I like that he wasn't a shitty, like he messed up, but he wasn't painted as like a shitty person or anything.
Exactly, he wasn't like a crappy dad. Like,
no, yeah, he was actually turns out to be a pretty, I won't say good because he didn't kill his kid, but
he didn't kill his kid.
He's kind of neglectful. He was neglectful.
Yes, he was neglectful.
But he did learn from it and was like regretful about it and acknowledges like this was my fault and all of that. So
and then when Lily was talking about it, and she tried to be so mature. She was being so mature about it for her age. Like, could you imagine seeing your dad and then just being like, okay, thank you for coming, bye. Like, as if you don't know him. And then, like, when she was talking to Sakura and she's like, oh, well, it kind of just has to be this way because we're zombies and it is what it is. And then she just starts crying. I was like, no, that hurt me.
No,
that hurt me.
I lost it at the ending song. Where she just starts talking like through the song.
Okay. I think that pulled me back from crying because I'm just like, all right, you could just do like a monologue before you start singing. You don't have to like try to sing a whole essay. I was like, this is obnoxious, and luckily it's the only thing that's stopping me from crying. But this is obnoxious. Oh god,
I thought it was sweet. Yeah, dude. Lyrically, it wasn't solid.
Lyrically, it was horrible.
If this was fucking America's Got Talent, she would have gotten the X. But I'm just saying, it was cute.
Yeah, but like after they started singing the song properly, and then he was like, I don't know. Yeah, at her speech when she was like, "Oh my god, I love being on TV." Yada yada yada.
Oh, and that scene at the end with the dad watching the TV. Oh, man, this episode was so fucking good.
This is an episode that we needed, and it's so crazy. It's so crazy at the convention, literally talking about like the lack of representation for trans people, and then literally a week. Yep, and literally a week later, after Anime NYC, boom, this shit happens.
If only it was a week earlier, the whole panel would have been totally different.
I know, we're like, oh wait, actually, we're just gonna talk about Zombieland Sage, like this is the greatest anime of all time.
Everyone's in Lily cosplay.
Lily cosplay.
Also, I wanted to touch on the title. The title of the episode was Neverland Saga. I love the way it played into the whole thing of like not wanting to grow up.
Yeah.
There was so many layers to this episode.
Yeah, I do love that for the first time, like, a character didn't want to grow up, and it wasn't in any way very creepy or sexual or weird.
Yeah, it was very genuine, and you can kind of see where they're coming from. So, yeah, more power to Lily. If anything, I love Lily like 100 times more now. She's
no. Oh, what? Are you kidding me? I stand for Lily.
Like,
now.
I liked Lily before, and now I just love her. I'd say she beat out Sakura for third spot of best girls.
I know. I feel like your person. I think your person is still Saki, right?
Saki and then Tai and then Lily.
Okay, no, Lily is my number one, and now it's Lily, then Saki.
Lily fever, guys.
Lily, Saki, then Tai. Yeah.
Why is Zombieland Saga so good? This whole show is just like an advertisement for fucking Saga, and it's the most thought-provoking show of the season. Oh my god, I love this show.
Oh man, so good. All right, let's
not
with a heavy heart, we must move on. Next up is Tuaru no Index 3, Episode 8. It was a good episode. Not good as Zombieland Saga, but it was good. Next. No, I'm just kidding.
Alright, guys. Thanks for stopping by. This is the G&A Podcast. This was a good episode.
It actually was.
It was a giant fight episode. I love giant fight episodes in Index.
I feel like a lot of this has been like the majority in like the past couple episodes have been giant fight episodes.
Mm-hmm. But even more important, it was a giant Itsuwa episode of Itsuwa being fucking badass.
Oh god. First of all, I was like, listen, homie, you got like 5 seconds to stop talking to her like that.
Yeah,
right?
I was like, not liking this. But I kind of see why he had to do it, and I love how it went too far, and then she went super overboard. Before,
yeah, to the point because they grabbed her and threw her on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like that was a little too much.
It kind of awakened a semi-yandere-ish
side. Semi. I know she kind of full yandere. She was like no.
Sharpening her sword. Like, let's kill this bitch. We're gonna kill Aqua, guys.
Yeah, and Aqua's like making a speech, and she's just like, nope, attacking.
Fuck you, I'll kill you.
I love how he says it twice. Like, it happens twice. He's like, don't you guys like, can you guys like wait for me to finish talking?
Nope. Itsuwa don't got time for that. She gotta protect her man.
Yeah. And then there was some background information on Aqua and who he was. And honestly, I didn't really pay too much attention about that, because it's not like I know the background. It's like, no, he was a knight in Britain, and then
I feel like they make shit up half the time. Like, I feel like when I watch this show, they just ad-lib. Like, they just tell the actors, like, to say some random shit. Just be like, he was a knight, he was involved in the fight of Dama de Dor for the English, and then he was about to be knighted by King da 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 da, and then, then he became part of the church.
And then they're like, Kato! Okay.
That's a wrap, guys. Next episode. But as much as meaningless as all that backstory stuff is, because it's just so gibberishy to me, I love it because this whole show, when I was watching this episode, felt like I was playing an MMO or like Dungeons and Dragons or something, where it's just like all this backstory that just makes the world feel more alive. I don't know. Like this Index would make a great MMO.
Oh, it would. It really would. That's why I like made that noise, because I'm just like, oh, there'd just be so much they would add. Mm-hmm. There's so much you can add. It'd be like a gross amount, to the point where I probably wouldn't want to play. Yeah.
even that fight against Aqua felt like a raid battle. Like, you have the whole squad showing up. They all have different roles and everything.
Yeah, but they all have to they all can't take them on by themselves, so they like kind of switch in and out. Yeah.
It was a cool fight. I really liked the way they had that team aspect to it. They all planning, putting the sigils up and all of that. And they still lost, so it was cool.
He did really actually still lose. Oh yeah, he's like, destroyer of saints, and he's like, oh, but I'm also more ad lib. Okay, guys, the reason why he doesn't get hurt by this, because I'm also the right hand of God. So fuck you.
Oh man, I feel like
bitch slaps her. Like
that was a true Kaiba Yu-Gi-Oh moment. It was like, actually, you've just activated my trap card.
or screw the rules. I'm the hand of God.
Screw the rules. I'm the right hand of God, bitch. And I like their explanation. I think at one point, Itsuwa was just like, oh, this works because you're like Jesus, and this would work on Jesus. I'm like, wait, you have a spell that would kill Jesus? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh god! Well, if that's the case, they should collab between Toru no Index and FGO. That anti-divine skill, please.
Oh please, yes! Give me Toma with anti-divine. Noble Phantasm, single target. Let's do it.
But yeah. Oh, but then like. What's her face came back?
Yeah, Kanzaki comes back at the end.
I literally, I just call her Rank EX girl.
The only reason I know her name is because I looked her up right when she showed up. Because I was talking to somebody in the comments of the last episode about. They were like, "Man, I really want Kanzaki to show up." And I'm like, "Who the hell's Kanzaki?" And I looked her up, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, I recognize her." Because I just researched it.
I really liked her. The only reason why I recognize her and like her is because she's like the only character to just blatantly beat the shit out of Toma.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, your hand up fights magic. Well, I'll just fuck you up. I'm like, thank you.
She's the only villain with like, well, the only enemy he fought was like common sense. Like, I don't need my magic. I can just beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sorry, you're just gonna die.
No, my worst enemy, a regular person.
Right? Who could fight shit? Yeah. So that was cool. I think they're gonna continue their fight.
Yeah.
Next episode.
Actually,
well, ideally, they would. But this is too Aru. They could just cut to like total different plot point.
Oh, that reminds me. I was actually gonna say about this episode, like, I love the fact that we're seeing all this, and Toma was knocked out of commission, so it's like he's, you get to actually see his allies do fighting, which is something I love in shonen shows. But then at the very end, after the credits, I don't know if you saw, but Toma gets up and is like, oh, I need to go. So that leads me to believe he's just going to show up and kill Aru.
No. God damn it.
I'm like, oh, man. I actually decided to take notes this week. And I had literally written down, I love the fact that all of Toma's allies got to fight this time, and it's not all about Toma. And I saw the end credit, and I just put a big ol' X to that. Like, well, rip that point.
Oh, yeah, now Toma gets to save the day.
Yes. Just another day in Index World.
How?
Without Index.
I was like, wait, who? She was there for like 5 seconds, right?
Maybe, if that.
Not this episode. I mean, last episode, of course.
Yeah, that's her quota. 5 seconds per 5 episodes.
Exactly. Oh God. All right. Let's move down to the guilty pleasure corner of the podcast. Starting with
if your parents are in the room, please ask them to kindly leave as we cover Dakaretai and Senran Kagura.
Excuse. Dakaretai is nice and pure. Thank you very much.
Actually, this episode kind of was. Well, until the very end.
Yeah, until the very end. But yeah, it was. It was actually like a cute romance. Like the entire time. Saijo. Well, actually, no. Junta was trying to make time for Saijo. Like, they just want to. And he was just like, oh, I just want to be alone and have time for ourselves and yada yada yada. And then they just keep getting cock blocked. Like, every 5 seconds. It was actually funny.
I like how we're in episode 8 of the show, and this is like their first date episode. Like, I don't think they've been on a date in any of the other episodes, have they?
No, I don't think they have because they're like famous and shit, so they can't do that.
Waited 8 episodes, and
maybe,
like, we're working backwards.
We can say that they could have like had a date at home.
That does not fucking count. You know that.
Okay, all right, Dakaretai, I tried. Yeah. Oh, I love how Saijo still has moments where he's like showing off like his coolness or manliness, like when they were doing the volleyball game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, fuck you, Ayagi, and just kept spiking the ball, like almost killing him.
Yeah.
Even though somehow Ayagi fell on Saijo.
Yeah,
like,
I think that was. I think that was part of the joke. Like I think the show is self-aware of how they always just make Saijo to be like the one getting pinned. So just somehow through some magic, he just ends up getting
goes across the net and just falls on him.
He like passes through the net like a ghost. I
thought I was the only one. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? I watched that like 3 times to make sure I wasn't like crazy.
No, I don't know if it's some really deep meta joke that they pulled or what. But it definitely does not make any sense within the laws of physics. No.
Yes, and this is not one of those anime where they defy like laws of physics.
No.
And whatnot. The law of physics. Physics? Physics, yes.
Plural.
Yes, it is plural. Plural indeed. Ayagi, though, he does get points from me because he saved the dog
No, yeah, he
from
did.
from the fire. So I'm
From
like,
the
oh, you saved the
really
dog.
random ass
So
scenario that the dog was in.
yeah. Also, I'm like, what the hell is everyone doing? And why? Like everyone was there. I feel like Junto was just as pissed about it as. Well, I wasn't pissed. I was just like, why? It could have just been a them two episode.
You
And I
know,
feel like they knew that, and then they're just like, I'm gonna fuck everyone up, and obviously go the whole, we're all here because plot reasons.
yeah, that's one thing that kind of was weird about this episode. I don't know, like, this episode was fun for a while. I feel like it wore off its novelty after, like, halfway through, though. I don't know. Ironically, coming from me, I feel like the drama episodes are better for this show than the comedy slice of life ones like this.
Okay. I don't know how to respond to that. That is actually surprising.
I know. It's super weird. That's something you'll never hear me say about anything else. Maybe it's because I find the drama in the show funny. That's why.
Especially like a shonen eye. What?
Mm-hmm. I just find it more entertaining than when they're like just doing the same old like, oh, we ran into you guys again, and you're cockblocking us again.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys didn't like when they showed up on the beach and they were all hanging out. That could have been like the end of it. And then yeah, I would have been fine with them just all doing their own thing, and we get to see that happen. But like, I didn't want to see them.
When they were on the deserted island, I'm like, how long until they get cockblocked again?
It's just
like they just walk out of the ocean.
He just literally comes on a parachute. Like, yeah. I heard you guys need some rescue.
Yeah.
But nope, they just, I guess, I don't know. They did something somewhat sexual on the beach.
I will say that moment was probably for me at least. I don't know. It was the most awkward sexual moment of the show. Even more awkward than them covering themselves in honey and whatever they did in that episode.
Yeah, that's not awkward. That's just gross. But
but no,
I understand what you're saying because it's like, bitch, I'm on a deserted beach. There's sand everywhere.
No, not even that. It was the scene where he picks up Saijo's legs and like his legs are like up over his shoulders. I don't know, that something about that position is weird to me.
Wait, up over his shoulders? Why do I not remember that?
He's like sitting on Junta's lap, and then he has like his legs just straight up, and he's like caressing him. It was a really awkward position.
That does sound really weird. Like, oh, that makes me uncomfortable. Just see this it makes me uncomfortable. I have to go see that so I can cringe.
Shit, did I see like an uncensored version of this episode?
The uncensored, censored version.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it was a fine episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did wish there was less of the whole gimmicky running into each other thing, but other than that, it was fine. And in a very unsurprising plot twist, it seems that the paparazzi is turning out to be like the antagonist of the series, which is like no duh. Like I feel like that's not even like remotely surprising. Like, whoa, someone who gets paid to take pictures of unsuspecting celebrities is trying to like get a picture of the closeted gay couple. Wow.
Well, as Lady Gaga once said, Papa, Papa, paparazzi.
I actually really like that song.
Me too. But with all of that covered, let's move on to Senran Kagura.
Last but certainly
episode 7.
Maybe tied for least.
I don't know. I really like this episode. This was actually going to be what was going to be my episode of the week if Zombieland Saga was not fucking 10 out of 10.
I actually agree. This episode had a lot of depth to it.
This
like
episode,
incredibly more depth than I thought that was like
did it deserve.
Possible from this entire series.
I actually care more about the story that they were like the backstory of the ninjas and the Hatori and Hanzo and them than I do about the actual Shinobi Masters tournament. I'm like, wait, can this whole arc just be a flashback to Yumi's grandfather?
Right? Like,
how did they ninjas go from what that was to where we are now?
Remember when they were just like in a park the other day, like squirting each other with see-through water spray?
I can imagine like the grandfather just shows up like, back in my day, ninjas used to kill each other. Oh, granddad, you're crazy. Now we just play water sports with each other.
Yeah, and get naked.
We get naked and go to hot springs. Yeah. All of our moves revolve around tearing each other's clothes off.
Not doing actual damage.
No. Don't be silly.
Yeah. Although I will say his reasoning, while I understand it, is very, like, very...
stupid and childish?
Kind of, yeah. Like, very one-dimensional, very... like, very Sasuke-y.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. It's just like, bad people are bad, and they should be killed because they're bad. And anyone who doesn't agree with me is bad, so I'm killing them.
Bad.
Yeah,
like,
alright, man. You need to get the edge off and chill out.
Yeah, and they're like, you're banished because you clearly lost. Like, I'm like, we're actually good ninjas, not like straight up murderers, so goodbye.
At first, I was like kind of thinking like, this is a bit too on the nose. Like, they literally just call them evil ninjas. Like, come on, you can't just be called. What are you? I'm an evil ninja. I know. I'm fully aware that I'm evil. I choose.
Well, I don't have I don't have a warped sense of justice that makes me evil. I just like doing that.
Yeah, like anything bad, I do it. I chose this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like, no. But then I was kind of like, well, Star Wars does it too, so who cares? I don't expect mature philosophical, discussion from Senran Kagura. But then again, maybe I should after this episode.
Yeah, because they did kind of go into it. They're like, good needs evil. Like,
sometimes we need to work together to do things and the common good and all of that.
Yeah, like defeating Yoma and stuff.
Yeah. So, and then there's like gray ninjas. So, yeah. I mean... Yeah. There's a lot more depth than I was expecting for a backstory.
Yeah. And also, fuck him. Like, he was actually kind of an asshole. Like, after doing all that, after going crazy, killing everyone, then, right as he gets banished, he knocks up Yume.
Yes, alright, bye.
And literally can't even, like, see them because he's too busy killing ninjas.
I would help you raise our child, but I gotta just kill all these ninjas.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey.
And also, the thing I didn't like, but then, that would be asking for too much from Senran Kagura. Where's the backstory for Yumi's mom and dad?
Yeah, they kind of just...
they just get over. He's like, oh, mother and dad died. Fuck, I'm sorry.
Actually, that got me confused for a second, because I'm like, wait, is that her grandfather or her father? Because I forgot that they skipped a whole generation of people.
Yeah. I'm like, he just briefly mentioned, like, mom and pops, and they're like, well, I'm so sorry they died, so, you want to live with me? Great, yay, in the flashback. I'm like, nope, we're not gonna...
Nope.
Nope, not even
They did nothing notable.
Alright.
Their lives were just living and dying.
Yeah, so that was crazy. But then, it sucks that, it took the death of his son, daughter-in-law, and the fact that his grandkid was an orphan for him to be like, oh my god, I'm such a stupid, shitty...
What have I done? Maybe that wasn't the best life decision I've made.
Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best thing for me. God, that was so much of the episode, and that wasn't even, like, all of it.
Yeah, that was just like a half of it. The rest of it was actually the present time.
The fighting. And first of all, I actually love Fubuki's transformation.
Oh yeah, it looks really cool.
Yeah, it was actually super cool. I hate her hair though. I don't like the hair at all.
No, the hair is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to get her like that cute, fresh look hairstyle, but I'm like, if she was shorter, it would be fine. but because she looks like a whole grown ass adult, it's like don't give her like somewhat like very girly, somewhat childish like haircut.
Yeah, you could just like leave her hair long.
Yeah, that would have been better.
I like Yumi going Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan mode.
Super Saiyan, yeah. Too bad I didn't mean shit.
No. Yeah, I like that. I have a power up. Oh, really? I have a better power up.
I'm just transforming. I'm gonna beat you like that.
Yeah, that's we still haven't seen anyone else in the main cast. Like this is really the Yumi season because the main cast is just taking a back seat. But
oh yeah,
I liked it. I like the direction it's going in.
Agreed. And I do like Fubuki's like plan to just like destroy like the whole system of ninjas. She's like, cause she too is like good and evil ninjas and stuff. Like this shit doesn't make any sense. I'm just gonna get rid of all
this
of it.
Is too complicated. Everyone just needs to die.
Well, not everyone needs to die, but like there just needs to be no more ninjas.
Yeah, we shall see about that. I challenge you to a water duel, Fubuki. Whoever loses their top first has to give up their plans for destruction of ninjas.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet on us when it comes down to like
I would
strip poker or something?
I would actually just not watch the episode. I'm like, well, Tony's going to tell you what happened.
We're evenly matched, Fubuki. Let's settle this with a game of strip poker.
Like just show this to the match of stripping. And like poles come out. And they're like clashing weapons as they're swinging on the pole.
That would be really awesome. That would be the highlight for sure.
I hate this anime.
Me too. I hate to love it, but I do. Anyway. And if you guys love this episode of the podcast, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so that you can catch the rest of the episodes in this series. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, follow us on Twitch, and join the party over our Discord because it's dope. Also, if you want to go that extra mile, make sure you donate to us on Patreon like all these lovely sponsors up here who make this lovely show possible. Drew. Yes.
Oh. I thought you were going to say, do you have anything to say?
I was, but I wanted to see what happens if I paused and if you would just take it, but you did not.
Yeah, no, it didn't happen. No, I was drinking water and I'm like, I think I just drank my own hair. Oh yeah, that's what I
is that your comment? Is that your contribution?
This week.
That's your contribution. Got it. All right, guys, you heard the man. This has been Soroni and
Jooby Doo.
I'll catch you guys next week. Later.
Bye.